Hi, welcome back to TSAM Digital. Today I have with me Thomas Chivalli. Thomas is the Executive Director for Temenos Multifund. Hi, Thomas. Thomas, to kick things off, could you give us a brief introduction about yourself and let our audience know a little bit about Temenos?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Thomas Chevalier. I'm executive director at Temenos Multifund. I've been in the industry, the fintech industry, for more than 20 years now.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Thomas. Thomas, to start things off, can you introduce what Multifunds is?
Yeah, sure. So Multifunds, we are leading provider in the investment operations. We are dealing in two businesses. The first one is middle to back and accounting solutions. For NAV calculation, fund accounting, for asset managers, insurers, and fund administrators. The other business is has to do with transfer agency, so we have solutions for transfer agency and distribution for funds.
Thomas, you mentioned fund distribution. What trends do you see in the market?
So one of the key trends we are seeing now in the market is that asset managers are more willing to process the transfer agency part internally. There are several reasons for that. The first one is that the cost to outsource that is getting quite expensive now. And the second reason is that doing that internally has never been so cheap, actually. It used to be a very labor-intensive process where you have to offshore people. Now, with the level of automation you can get, the level of STP you can get, you don't need that many resources. You will need, with few experts, you can run the TA process internally. And actually, this expert, you will need them anyway to do the oversight of if you outsource this process, to do the oversight of this of the outsourcer. So actually, headcount-wise, it's not a big difference. And with the solution we are providing now and this level of automation you can get, you can really process that with very few people. I think another driver for that is the fact that now portfolio manager really see distribution as one of their key function in our business. So of course they have to manage the portfolio, then they have to generate alpha, they have to generate performance, but also the way you distribute that, your sales channel, how you motivate your distributors. This is important as well, and this is why they want to have more control on that.
Mm-hmm. And any recent examples in the market that you could share with our audience?
Yes, sure. Actually, there's a very recent one, which is an asset manager we signed for the transfer agency solution last week. So it's just to give you an idea. I cannot reveal any name, of course, but just to give you an idea, it's an asset manager which is in the 100 to 300 billion asset under management bracket. And this is interesting because before making the decision to go for Multifund to support their transfer agency business, they made an assessment to compare the cost of outsourcing that versus insourcing it. And actually, it has been the choice has been quite obvious to them, and that's why they made the decision to go for Multifund. So this show a little bit illustrate the trends and this trend in particular.
Brilliant. And is this trend similar when it comes to NAV calculation or fund accounting?
Yes, we see that as well. And there's on top of that the fact that NAV calculations, for instance, is done most of the time at different level within the fund management process. Sometimes portfolio managers want to do that at the front office level, tools to help them to validate the NAV. Middle office can do that as well. Now there are some requirements to do shadow NAV, to have a solution for NAV contingency, and so adding all these people together, the time they spent on NAV calculation, the tools they might need to do that. Well, some asset manager are wondering, why should I pay on top of that all this money to my fund administrator, for instance, and should I do that internally? And yes, there is a case for that. And the reason is the same. Now you can do that internally with very few people. the level of STP and of automation you can get is high enough, so you can run the full NAV calculation and the full fund accounting process internally at a very high price, I would say.
Excellent. And when considering adopting a fund accounting or transfer agency, what an asset manager or a fund admin is looking at?
So features are important as well, but there is not a lot of things that are really new in that process. Definitely, they will look at the architecture and the technology. It's a market which is dominated by very old legacy system, which rely on very old technologies. Very little investment has been made. We are coming with the most modern technology out there available, which is, of course, cloud native, cloud agnostic, APIs first, microservices. So everything an IT can remove. It can come as a software to be installed on-prem, but also as a cloud offer or as a SaaS. And this is important because they know that the decision they're going to make to go for a new system, they're going to stick with this new system for at least 20 years. You know, it's the average duration of a transfer agency or fund accounting solution. So they don't want to start with something which is already 15 years old when it comes to technology. They want something new, something fresh. Whether they want to deploy it on the cloud right now, whether they want to use it on SaaS, whether they want to use it on-prem but move to cloud later, they want to make sure that the solution can support them and have everything right now already in place to support them through this journey.
Excellent. And my last question, Thomas, is, are there any particular innovations in the market that are making a difference?
Yes, to us, the key innovation, which is recognized by all of our clients and our prospects, is the usage of artificial intelligence within the fund accounting process and the TA process. So we have an engine which is actually XAI, meaning explainable artificial intelligence. So it's not a black box. It explains why and how the decision has been made. And we have this module which can be plugged onto Multifund and which allow to detect false positive, to prioritize the to-do list of all the operators and generate huge saving gains and efficiency gains through the whole process, whether it's fund accounting and or transfer agency. And to us, this is the most significant innovation we've seen in the last, I would say, 5 or 10 years, especially because, the savings are significant in terms of headcount and the way you handle the process.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Thomas, for your time and this insightful discussion. Hopefully our audience have enjoyed. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.